So what's up guys, it's day 2 of getting it running. So yesterday I managed to get my gauges in, it's because I'm waiting on some fuel stuff, and here it is. So this bad boy right here is the torque regulator. So, and this is a rubber regulator. I didn't strip the eBay one down for you, but the eBay one is literally a piece of like plastic or something. So there we are. In through one side, out through the other, vac line, adjuster, jobs are gone. I've got a load of 8mm fittings anyway, I had to buy again. These are the fittings that come with the regulator, so I have to bodge them in. And then I got a fuel filter that's 100 microns. It's a lot bigger than the other one. Yeah, so Alex sent me the wrong one. He thought because I ordered Bob fittings I need this, but I don't. I need the proper one. I need the one with the AN6 fittings because I've already got AN6 fittings. So, what's up? Oh god, every time I mess with fuel, my fucking throat goes so dry. Probably from breathing in all the bloody fuel. I should really keep drinking water, like. Sex drinks water too. So, that's what I've done. Fuel reg's on, all set up, and it holds pressure a lot better than what the old eBay one did, so hopefully that's alright. Pull my fuel pump out, because what I was going to do, I was going to put my return down here, like oh fucking hell, I forgot his name now. Like a guy told me on Facebook. I forgot his fucking name. But what I've done instead, I've just left it as it was. So I've got my return line there, you see the big hose, so it's going to force it through there. But what I think's happening is because my fuel tank's full at the minute. So as soon as I've took my return off, my return was pissing fuel out, right? Which it should do anyway, because it'll be pushing it through this pipe. But I think what happens is when you get pressure in your tank, there's a flap on top of this, and I think the flap lifts up, and as you're trying to put fuel back in the tank, that flaps up, so it dumps it out here, out of this bit here, instead of dumping it into the bottom and forcing it back into there. So if I can find a fecking thing, I'm just on a fucking wrecking course of losing shit. Oh yeah, 8mm bolt. So what I've done this time, just to be safe, I've bought Gates submersible hose. I've put my old bottom carrier on with a split in. I've fucked off all the stuff that comes with the Walbro, because this was loose, still loose. See how loose it's gone? So no matter what, that was sucking air in. And I'm just going to get an 8mm bolt. Could do with an 8mm tube, but I don't have any 8mm tube. Slide that up there and dog it up to there. So hopefully that will stop that coming out of there, if it has been. If it hasn't, then we've not lost anything, we've not gained anything. Wiring. So I stripped the Walbro wiring, and it is quite thick and heavy. And it should be running at about 13.7 volts. So what I've done, I've ripped the old wiring out. I've put 30 amp cable in that's overkill really for what it should be drawing. I've put a bulkhead fitting on there. I've run cable out, so that's 44s I think it is. It's the biggest cable I could get through my bulkhead fitting I had. And then I had to do some trickery down there, like. And then what I've done, I've not put any tiger seal in the bottom, because as soon as it gets with fuel it's not going to seal. I've just tiger sealed all the top, then heat shrunk it, and then cable tied the fuck out of it, so hopefully that should go off and not let any fuel through. My biggest worry is fuel coming, which it might happen, is fuel coming through this. So what I'm going to do is this comes out of the car before it goes in the car. I'm going to split the insulation and just leave it open to the atmosphere, and then if any fuel's coming through or any pressure, it's going to go outside and not into the car. Because if you know anything about wiring, water and fuel and anything, if it finds a gap, it's just going to force its way through. So that's why I've got these cable ties there and glue heat shrink. Hopefully that's probably sealed it, which it might not have, because fuel and water are just going to do whatever the fuck they like. anything else is going faulty, then at least it's not going to be this. I'm not going to be getting volt drop. I'm not going to be getting all the other shit. Everything should be fine, hopefully. And that's it. There was a bit of gunk on the bottom of my filter, and it's just the shit from when I changed the first tank, all this black shit. And it was at the bottom of the filter, but I can't see that blocking that filter. If need be, I can just pull it off, and I've got a filter in the line, so as long as it don't fuck my pump up, I should be alright. So anyway, I'm going to put this bolt in, throw it back in the car, and then we can start it up and see what's going on. We've cracked it. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. Ended up relaying the fuel pump. Tested for volt drop. I've got like 0.3 volt. That's fuck all, really. That's spot on. So I'm glad I did that. Yeah, so I could still see, even with the fuel pump, everything I've done, it was still running a bit shit. And so what I did, I was pissing around near my fuel rail, and then every time I touched this pipe I lost fuel pressure. So I dug all my pipe out and everything, and I started touching this side of the pipe and I didn't lose fuel pressure, and I touched this side, I lost fuel pressure, and I touched that, nothing. Touched this, so I've just put a joiner in there for the time being. So with the original Honda filter on, it was sucking a lot of shit in, and this is the, well, it's lucky that I had this actually, otherwise it would have gone straight through my injectors. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is my fuel filter that is blocked. So yeah, a fucking shit ton of money. New pump. So the Chemzo pump was totally fine. The Chemzo pump, the £30 pump, was totally fine. The eBay regulator was totally fine. £15 fuel filter just cost me over, what, fucking 200 odd quid, 300 quid. And yes, Matthew Boner, it hurts right here. So, but anyway, it's running. I'll be at Mims in this bad boy. It's not going to be clean. This interior is probably going to stay exactly how it is. I'll just tidy it up and put my glove box back in, but there's still going to be shit everywhere. So when you do come and see it, so bear in mind that literally it's Thursday, so tomorrow it is running rich on the boost, like really rich, running about 8 on the AFR, where it should be running 11, running about 8, 9. So it's not getting to top revs, it's just bobbing out a bit. I wish I took my camera out when I drove it because it sounds fucking mint, but there'll be time for that. There'll be time, because now it's just about clearing all this mess up. But before I go, you always got to be representing. Always got to be representing. Look at this. Oh, there's 2 air bits there. Look at that. So this is going to be in front of my car at Mims. Fucking right. So, banners for days. If anybody wants some banners, I'll do them you for 20 quid. How about that? 20 quid for a blown daily. So, and this is, if you're new to the channel, so blown daily is this project, this Civic. And every time I get a new project, if I decide to do it again, I'll change up the name and I'll change up the stickers, and we'll have something new every time. 2 weeks or 3 weeks of stress. 3 weeks of not knowing what the fuck was up with it, and it with that stupid fuel filter. And I could have just left everything up and saved myself a shit ton of money, took that fuel filter off, and be running, and not spend a penny. Bastard. Been Stu. See you in a bit.